Lee. The New Orleans Saints certainly didn't live up to their name when they engaged in an incredible scandal many people have dubbed Bountygate. Many people believe that professional athletes are overpaid, but apparently their paychecks weren't enough to motivate members of the Saints. Their defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, decided to create an incentive program. He offered players financial bonuses for injuring players of opposing teams. Really? We'll just come right out and say it. The Spanish basketball team was caught pretending to be disabled in order to win the gold medal at the Paralympics. Fernando Martín Vicente was the head of the Spanish Federation for Mentally Handicapped Sports, and he allowed people without any disabilities to compete. They won 5 medals fraudulently, which they were commanded to return, as 10 out of 12 athletes were found not to be disabled. Putting the bad in badminton. We generally don't think of women's badminton players as those that would willfully cheat, especially in such a blatant way. At the 2012 London Olympics, 8 players from 4 different teams from South Korea, China, and Indonesia seemed to be doing really poorly for some reason. Fans were distressed to see these Olympic-caliber athletes serving the birdie into the net or hitting obscenely wide. It started with the Chinese world champions Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, who purposefully threw their match in order to play a weaker team during the next round. In order to thwart their dastardly plan, other players followed suit, resulting in an outcry from the fans as they were booed off the court. A likely story. Baseball was an important part of life for Joe Niekro and his family. His brother Phil Niekro pitched for the Milwaukee and Atlanta Braves, and his son Lance Niekro played for the San Francisco Giants. Joe's baseball career had highs and lows as he made his way through the Chicago Cubs, San Diego Padres, and Detroit Tigers before ending up on the Atlanta Braves with his brother Phil. After a few more trades, Joe ended up pitching for the Minnesota Twins when an umpire noticed something unusual going on. Although Joe tried to stall, he insisted that he empty his pockets and out-tumbled an emery board and a piece of sandpaper that he had allegedly been using to scuff the ball. In his defense, Joe argued that he had been using them to keep his nails trim while in the dugout, but the excuse fell on deaf ears. Sticky situation. Another strategy that unscrupulous pitchers use is applying pine tar or other sticky substances to the ball. This allows the player to get a better grip on the ball, but it's against the rules unless it's strictly being used on a bat. Relief pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, Will Smith, was ejected from a game when a sticky substance was found on his arm, which turned out to be a mixture of rosin and sunscreen. He claimed that he had rubbed it on his forearms before the game and had simply forgotten to wipe it off before the game started. Do jumps like a lady. If you're guilty of drooling over some of the attractive female athletes during the Olympic Games, you might be interested to hear the story of Dora Ratchen. She competed for Germany in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin and placed 4th in the women's high jump. There was only one small issue with this. Dora Ratchen was actually a man named Heinrich Ratchen. Now, this case is a bit confusing because some reports indicate that Ratchen was actually born intersexed and then claimed to have been brought up as a girl. However, at the age of 10 or 11, Ratchen realized that he was actually a man. One of these unscrupulous cheaters are you the most disgusted by? And do you think that greasing the ball is an egregious offense or merely part of baseball? Be sure to let us know in the comments section. Before you go, be sure to please like our video and hit that subscribe button.